This is WNY News Now election coverage. We are with Andrew Liuzzo, who is running for City Council at large for Jamestown. Andrew, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So a lot has been going on in the last few months in city government, and what possesses you to run for city council, and specifically, you're doing the at-large position?
I've said, like in my literature, the reason is because I just reached a point in my life where I got tired of complaining about what I thought and what I see going on. And I felt that I know, given a chance, I can make a difference. And I wanted to be at large because I want to represent the whole city. The years that I was in business, I was all over the city of Jamestown, Chautauqua County, Cattaraugus County. So I got to see different areas of the city, the ones that we wish they had enough money to move to, and the ones that we can afford to move to. But we're all people of the city of Jamestown. We all need to be represented the same. And I think that that's what's driving me. I want to hear what people have to say. I want to know what their issues are, what their concerns are, and I want to see what I can do to address those concerns, not by myself, but with the help of city council, city government, and the mayor's office.
And we shared a little bit of your story earlier this week on News Now, talking about your Italian upbringing. Share us a little bit more into where you came from and who are you?
I was born in Jamestown, New York, at WCA Hospital. My father was born in Ravenna, Ohio. But at the age of 2, my grandfather brought him back to Italy, so he was raised in Italy. He knew he was an American citizen. When he was 17, he had gone to the consulate to come to America because he knew he was an American citizen. Now imagine, 17 years old. How many 17-year-olds you know? 17-year-old people would get on a dock to leave their family to come to the new world, not even knowing how to speak the language, not knowing anybody here, but they had that kind of intestinal fortitude. So his dad was on the dock getting ready to ship. He got arrested by the Italian police and the Italian army, and they arrested him for desertion. My father said, "I'm an American citizen." They said, "We don't care. You grew up in Italy. You have to do 18 months in the service." My father said, "I'm 17. They said, "You look 18. Mussolini was the dictator at the time. Mm-hmm. Dad had 1 month left before he was going to be discharged. Mussolini went into Ethiopia, and for him, that was the beginning of the war. And he was in the World War II for 9 years, 2 years as a prisoner of war in the Russia Gulag. And a year after the war ended is when they released those prisoners. And there was no $50 in a train ticket. There was your uniform that didn't fit anymore because you were emaciated, and you walked. So he walked from Russia to Sicily.
Wow.
Anyways, that's where the seed comes from, okay? Anyways, without getting too much about my dad's story, they reached a point where they needed to come to America. So Dad came here in 1950. I was born in 53. He came first, set up a house, and then sent for my mom. He didn't know he was in America. He raised me like I was in Italy. Tough love, but it was love, okay? Dad was the patriarch of the house. If he said to do something, you just did it, or you suffered the consequences for not doing it. But Dad never broke up my spirit. I have 6. We're 6. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. Dad never broke our spirit. We got to choose what we wanted to do. If he said not to do something and we did it, we paid the consequence for it, and then it was forgotten. I mean, you paid your price. You're done, okay? Dad and Mom, they worked. Mom worked nights. Dad worked days. They had 6 kids. They never asked anybody for anything. I'm 8 years old. My dad's telling me to go get a job. Okay, you know, I'm substituting delivering papers. I lied about my age when I was 11 to get a paper out. You had to be 12. I had over 150 people on my paper route because the Post-Journal would give you a calendar in December, and you got a $1 tip back in the late 60s. And the year that I did that all year round, just counting that $150 I was going to make at Christmas, the Post-Journal decided that we're going to give you a calendar. Okay, it's a life lesson, right? It's a life lesson. But, you know, I think what was instilled in all of us, okay, and I have, like I said, I have 5 other siblings. We have a sibling who has a PhD. We have another sibling that's very high up in Nissan Corporation. She travels the world. I have another sibling that has his own business in Arizona. He's been there for 30 years. Another sibling had a business here in Jamestown, worked with me, now is doing his thing in Florida. Who am I missing? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I have a sister in Erie, Pennsylvania, who has been on her own since she was 18 years old and takes care of everybody. She's the second mom. What we learned was to assimilate into the American society. I didn't speak English until I went to school. I don't have an accent because it was important, very important to me, to be able to communicate with my teachers and with my classmates and with anybody on the same level. I majored in English. I majored in history because this is my country. I wanted to know about our country. I had opportunities that we could take advantage of by working hard and following the rules and assimilating into American society. Campaigning, I don't see a lot of people on the lower economic scale, children, having that same opportunity. I see substandard housing. Look, the houses, the neighborhood I grew up in, those houses were built 150 years ago. They were old houses, but they were kept up. The roofs got fixed, the painting got done, the porches got fixed, the plumbing got changed. I don't see that here, okay, in some of these neighborhoods. And I see these young kids walking into their home after school. What inspiration do they have to succeed? How are they going to succeed? They're already defeated. I believe we're not helping enough. I think those of us that have what we have are not going to have that if we don't do something to help the people that don't have what they need. And it starts here. We can talk about the country, and we can talk about the state. Your government, your life, your politics is here in Jamestown. This is where it affects you. Donald Trump doesn't affect me. Neither did President Obama. Right? Yeah. City politics affects me.
Your story, coming to America, you know, obviously you were born here, but is almost, some may say, a parallel to what a lot of people are going through right now in the city of Jamestown. You've walked the streets of, say, Lakeview, Prendergast Avenue. Have you seen that reflected?
And I identify with that. You know, I mean, I do identify with that because it wasn't easy for anybody. It wasn't easy for the Swedish immigrants that came over here. It wasn't easy because they spoke a different language. It wasn't easy for the Italians. It wasn't easy for the Polish. It wasn't easy for the Germans. Okay, it's not easy for the Latinos, but it can be done. We have a lot of successful Latin people in the city of Jamestown who understood the same thing I did. You've got to do it. Okay, you just can't sit back. You got to do it. But we have to give them an opportunity to do it. If we're not offering that to them, what are they going to do? Okay, what else is there available to them? Okay, you know, the drug trade. There's big money in that, and it's quick, fast money, and there's a lot of that. I don't think that we realize that not only are these drugs killing the people that use them, these drugs are killing the people that sell them. They don't have a long lifespan either.
Right.
Okay? They make it to 25, 32 years old as a dealer. Their chances of being shot are pretty good. They're not going to make it to old age. It's really no different than the people that are using it. Their lifespan is cut by a lot. Is it because they don't have opportunities? Is it because they don't have a good paying job? You're never going to make the money selling that you do selling drugs, okay? That shouldn't be it. It shouldn't be about the money. It should be about dignity, about self-respect, about self-worth, about providing for your family, for the people that you love.
Where did that go in our community?
Well, maybe New York State and national government did affect us, okay? Maybe that's what happened. You know, I've always believed if you see somebody that fell down, the first thing you're going to ask them that is, can you get back up? And if they say, yeah, they can, you're going to give them a hand and help them up. I think the analogy now is if you see somebody that falls down, you want to keep them down. Here, let me help you. Wait a minute. Let me go get you a pillow. Don't even move. Just stay there. Look, I'll provide for you. I'll take care of everything. Just lay right where you are. Don't do anything. Don't do anything to help yourself up. Just stay where you are. We'll take care of it. That's what happened. Okay? We didn't have those. My parents didn't have those kind of benefits back in the 50s. Okay? There was welfare in the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah.
People lost their jobs. They would go to the armory, and they gave you, I don't know, 5 pounds of flour, some butter. They gave you food for your family. Then somewhere, somebody, some thinkers, some politicians said, well, it's a dignity issue. We can't give them food. We need to give them a book of stamps. Well, that's a dignity issue. We need to give them a credit card. Well, that's a dignity issue. Wait. The dignity, you rob them of their dignity because you are providing and not allowing them to provide for themselves. When I had my business, I pulled a lot of people. I had Yankee painter and wallpaper for over 20 years. I didn't want to be a painter, okay? That was just the, life deals, man. That's the way it happened. I had a job, a factory closed, I needed to reinvent myself. And people came up to me and needed work. There was no work here in 1980. All the factories left. I thought it was un-American to tell somebody that wanted to work, you can't work. So sure, I went and got my business certificate. Up in Mayville, I became Yankee painter and wallpaper, and I paid a tremendous amount of taxes and unemployment insurance, and I dealt with Mr. Teresi as part of the Department of Development when we were setting up how to paint these houses. Yeah, we were in it, okay? And I talked these people off of welfare because they would tell me, said, Andy, I can make more sitting home than I can working for you. Yes, but you're only going to make as much money as the government allows you to make. I am giving you an opportunity to make as much as you want to make. You want to work 50 hours? Work 50 hours. You want to work 60 hours? Work 60 hours. But eventually, you're going to make enough to be happy with what you're making. And you can do whatever you want with it. You can go on vacation. You can buy whatever you want. You can own a house. You can do whatever you want. You'll never do that on welfare. And I've said this before. I've hired over 500 people. And I have people, men, come up to, they were young when we started, but now they're old, like me. But they come up to me, they say, Andy, do you remember me? I say, no. They say, I worked for you. And I'll say, okay, did I fire you or did you get a better job? No, I left for this or that. Well, what are you doing now? I'm a contractor. Or I've been working for Hope's Windows for 30 years. Or I've been doing this. And I'm very proud of that, okay, because you can do that. You don't have to stay. And we should turn it down, okay? You should just turn it down. Say, you're not helping me, you're hurting me. That's just my point of view.
Going into city council for many reasons. There's a lot of candidates, and there's a lot of concerned citizens as well, who have voiced their opinion at recent city council meetings about transparency and about the process. And obviously, as of right now, you are an outsider. You don't necessarily know how they run things there. But what would you change, or what would be, I guess, a better question, how would you, if you did get elected, how would you make your mark?
The charter for the set up City Jamestown has a mayor / city council. That's who runs the city. The founding fathers, whoever it was that came up with the charter, was smart enough to realize we don't want one person telling the city what to do. So we're going to have one person be the mayor, the CEO, if you will, and then we're going to have 9 people be the council people, the board of directors. And together they're going to make the decision on which direction the city's going. And what does a council member do? Well, we have 6 wards. And what's a ward? A ward is the area carved out on the city map that person represents. There's this person, and there's another Ward 2, and Ward 3, and Ward 4, and Ward 5. And then you have 3 council at large. Well, what do? They overlook the whole city. The councilman has a ward, but the at large, he goes out, or she goes over the whole city. And what is their purpose? If you have a ward, which is made up of neighborhoods, you are supposed to be walking around in that neighborhood and asking the constituents that live there, what would you like to see? How are we doing? Are we doing a good job? Do you need something? Is there something going on that we should be aware of? That's how it was set up. And then those 6 ward people and those 3 at-large people get together with the mayor, say, oh, what's going on in your city? What's going on in your neighborhoods? Oh, well, these houses are falling apart. We've got people from Buffalo selling drugs, and we've got shootings. Well, what are we going to do about it? And we sit down and figure out, what are we going to do about it? What I see is the president of the city council says he has a vision. That's good to have a vision. Where did the vision come from? Did the vision come from the people that live here? Or is the vision something that you envision? Okay? I think there's been too much of that. I don't know how the city council works, but I think the way it's supposed to work is we're supposed to represent the citizens in our wards and in our city. We are not supposed to be telling them, this is what you decided. I would like to bring that transparency. Absolutely. Will I object? Absolutely, I'm going to object. I'm not running because I think everything is going great. Will I be vetoed or overridden or overruled? Probably, but it's not going to matter. I'm going to keep it up. Okay. Hopefully, other people will agree with me, and hopefully, we can put a stop to the slide that the city is on. And anybody that wants to tell us that the city's in pretty good shape, turn the page on that fairy tale that you're reading, because it's about to end. We are not in good shape. We're not in good shape.
What would be your takeaway of this election, of this campaign, whether you win or lose? What have you learned?
I've learned that nobody's any different than anybody else. We're all the same. And by that I mean, we all want the same things, okay? I don't have any answers about the magic bullet or the magic wand to make all these problems go away. But I know that people all want the same thing. We want lower taxes. We want a safer neighborhood. We want opportunities for our children. You know, young people, okay, talented young people, like yourselves, like the people that are in the studio, you could have gone somewhere else. But for some reason, you saw an opportunity here. And that's wonderful. And I'm fortunate. I have 5 children that still live in this area that are very productive. That has to extend to everybody. We got to stop telling our kids, Get your degree or get your trade or get your experience and go somewhere else where you can make more money. It doesn't have to be about the money. It's just got to be about quality of life. And we don't have that quality of life here. We don't have the same level of quality of life. We all deserve that. Number one, we're from Jamestown. But more important than number one, we're Americans, okay? We are entitled to pursue, and to keep a good life. We're entitled to that.
Where does that start?
Right here, right now, November 7th. It'll be a start, okay? People need to go out and vote. Vote for the candidate you think is going to help you the most. I want to be that candidate. It starts right here, right now. If we continue the way we're going, and we're not going in the right direction, we are not going in the right direction. You know, the salaries are killing us, the insurance is killing us. Look, come back to the table. Let's figure something out here. Because if the city goes bankrupt, we're insolvent. And that's not a stretch. It's not a stretch. Nobody's going to get anything. Your nice insurance contracts that you get for retirement, they're out the window. Your good salaries, out the window. There could be a way to save this. I don't have the answer, but collectively, we could come up with it. If people really love the city, everybody says they love the city. I love the city. 64 years old, I didn't need to be putting myself through this, okay? But I want to, okay? I love my city. If we love our city, we will work together to bring things back on track. We are not on track. We are off track. The entertainment industry is a wonderful thing, and it brings in some tax dollars for a few days a year.
The National Comedy Center?
Whatever else we have going on, okay? You know, the motorcycle things, whatever that we have for entertainment. Those are all good things, okay? They're short term. It's just what's that energy drink you guys say? Boost, okay?
Right.
That's all that is. It lasts for 10 minutes and then it's gone, okay? No, we need something more substantial than that. We need, you know, it would be better to make less money over a longer period of time than to make a chunk of money in a short amount of time and then it's gone.
Right. And is that starts then with young investors to our area?
Get young investors. You know, we have like a lot of these brownstone houses, factories that are empty. Man, I would love to give somebody with an idea the space and just say, here, don't even pay me the taxes on this. I don't need your tax. Promise me you'll hire 50 people and you'll keep them working for 3 years. And if you boost that to 100 people for the next 4 years, we'll do something else for you. Because I would rather have tax dollars come from the people that are employed than from the property that they're on, okay? Because they have the property. Help them, okay? These buildings are shot anyways, but I'm not gonna help you fix the building. You gotta fix the building, but I won't tax you on it. It'll be your building, you can have it, but you have to give me some jobs. I don't know, there's people out there that know how to get jobs. Serta Mattress, where'd that come from? Okay, Serta Mattress, big company, internet. Right. Why would that come to Jamestown? Somebody had to bring that company here. Somebody had to make a deal to keep them here. Those people are still in town. Those people want to help Jamestown. I'm going to look for them. I'm going to look for them and I'm going to say, come and help
me. Andrew Liuzzo, thank you so much, sir, for taking some time with us today. And election coverage continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. For more, be sure to watch News Now weekdays at 11:30.